Do you think religion can liberate Africa?
If it is being... The religious aspect itself today are the ones that are actually causing a lot of... Because people are using religion as a stepping stone to advance their agenda to get whatever they want. But if we should follow what the prophets and messengers taught us and applied it in our life, I think it will bring a lot of change. It will bring a lot of consciousness. But then again, we use it wrongly. And that is the result what we are seeing today. Both Islam and Christianity, they all have their shortcomings, you know.
If you should be given an opportunity to address their shortcomings, what would you tell them to take away, 2 from Islam and 2 from Christianity? Well,
you put me in a spot. Okay, since Christianity came first, maybe I would tell the missionaries to have, you know, to call a spade a spade. They didn't call a spade a spade.
Which is what?
Which is, when they first came, they make it sound Christianity is all rosy, it's heaven and earth and everything. But then again, at the backdrop, they were not giving the right perspective of what Jesus Christ actually taught, or the prophet. They changed certain aspect of it. They even said a black person coming from one of the children of Noah, Japheth, Sam, and one of the sons of Japheth actually had a son by the name Canaan, and he wronged his father, Noah, for drinking the wine, and eventually he was naked, and Japheth and the son of Ham
saw his
went
nakedness and
on and on. And so when Noah came, his senses, he said, "Curse be upon Canaan and his children and children and children." And so that curse, the interpretation is that we turn into black people, which I don't believe, because if I read the book of Genesis clear. So
and
all these things
became
have
black
to be taken,
and ran into the
have
bushes.
to be taken away. That's exactly what but that's the interpretation. I will tell them to actually tell them the truth. And then number 2, I will also tell them, Christmas just passed, is coming again. Tell the people the truth. Christ did not know anything about Christianity, Christmas. And there's no title like Santa Claus, all this thing, the guy who come from the chimney brought all this candy, stuff like that. There's nothing like that. It is just something that they imagine and they put it into Christendom and on and on and on. And there is a lot of, because if you look at the book of, in the Bible somewhere, verse 10, chapter 10, verse 5, where it says, O Israel, do not follow the ways of the Gentiles and the heathen. For what they do is they go to the bush, cut down tree, bring it home, and deck it with gold and silver. It does not speak. It is a scary cat. O Israel, do not follow them. For these are the heathens. And today that's what we do. We go to the bush and bring down the tree and set it out with gold and diamond. The gods will say, Israel, don't follow them. These are heathen people doing this. For the Lord thy God is one. Him should you worship. So I would like for them not to have inserted certain things. Inserting certain things is to compromise our way of our religion that was brought by the prophet itself. So that's what I would tell them.
But 2 Christians,
then they are the Christians. I'm coming to me. Okay, so the Muslims, first of all, I would tell them not to look at everybody as, because some of the Muslims, which I've been fighting, like you call these people kafir. Kafir, they say it with spite, like disbeliever, he's going to hell. How do you know? Does the hell belongs to you? It doesn't belong to you. God Almighty is the ultimate judge when it comes to going to hell or going to heaven. What shows that you, praying 5 times a day, going to Mecca, doing all these things, behind closed door, who knows what you're doing? God knows. So the judgment actually comes from God eventually, not you. You can't put anybody. In fact, you have to preach to them. Tell them, stop this, stop that, stop this. That is even better than to, make those kind of mentioning like that.
That is one.
Which I definitely hate that a lot. I don't like that a lot. And number 2, I would like that we learn a lot. Well, Muslims today, if anything is being mentioned about, not being educated, they don't go to school, blah, 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 it's just the Muslim. Oh, look at Nima. Oh, look at Mamobi. Oh, look at here and there. Which is not true. Islam started with knowledge. The first revelation that came to Muhammad in the Mount of Light was read, O Muslim, read. Iqra bi-ismi rabbika allazi khalaqa. Read, O Muhammad. And the messenger said, knowledge is the lost property of the believer. Go look for it, even if it's with the unbeliever, because you deserve it more than the unbeliever. Knowledge is power. He even said, go to China and seek knowledge. He said, if you're educating a woman, is the most part of beauty. Educated man, we use that all the time. So we don't do that. And I think we should step into the play of doing that. Allow the women to go to school. Let them be educated. Don't grab them at the age of 12 and start getting them married. And this is something that has been attributed to Islam, when in fact Islam did not teach that. It is a tradition that crept into the mainstream
Maybe
Islam.
they are following Muhammad. He married a 6-year-old child.
Okay, St. Augustine, St. Augustine, if you know the academia write-ups of the Greek papyri, St. Augustine married, 6-year-old.
You didn't bring that case into Christian issue.
No.
Now you are in your case.
No.
You are looking for something to banter.
But if you look at how Muhammad married Aisha at the age of 6, in Islam there is no age. Like, okay, she's 9 years old.
And so that's what they are doing, and you are complaining.
No, that is not the case. You have to look at the history. You have to look at the time and the location of that place. Back then, things like this, people, even the Makkans, they never say, Muhammad, you marry a 9-year-old. They never say that, because it's a norm in that society.
At that time,
and
even here, people were doing.
And when they married
Esiwa.
Okay, so
like, I know it was there, but maybe that's me. I'm just saying that maybe because Muhammad did same and they are their master, they are following. He married 6. I also married 12.
No, but when
I even tried than you.
When she came, she stayed for many years before.
Before
there was, of course.
You were not there. I was not there.
No, the history books are there. The Indians still do that. At the age of 2, they get married. But there's no consummation until many years. It is part of the culture. But if you look at the Western culture, juxtapose that with today, oh, Muhammad is wrong. No, you have to look at the whole trend. Then you begin to understand
the era and what was happening.
And on and on and on. So Aisha said, when Muhammad married me, I never had time. She's the only woman that never get married. I mean, had a child. He's always busy. He's never here. He married because to establish bond with her father, who is his close friend. And he married a Jew, and a Safiya. And then he married a Christian, Maryam, to establish a bond.
Muhammad,
therefore, yeah, he married.
Muhammad was enjoying.
Married to marry a Kipti. So all this in marriage was to establish peace, to not create war. Okay. And then he married the wife of his own companions who passed away during war, so that they wouldn't become liability. That is not to say he's all about this and that. No, it's just a pity marriage. But history, people don't read, and they begin, oh, he married this and that. But you look at the whole trend. So
they marry 4, they should, but they should not do the younger age. They should allow the women to go to school. Is that what you were saying?
Oh yeah, let them go to school because he said educate your daughters from the day they were born until the time that they go to their grave. That means there is no limit in education, which, with all due respect, I acknowledge in most of the Islamic community, which also is culture. It's a culture trend that crept into this, but Islam did not teach that.